This time I'll be sharing my understanding of unlocking positive energy. For most of us, any project that we intend to complete effectively, efficiently, quickly, takes effort. We have to put a lot of effort in, we have to think about it a lot, we have to decide on various courses of action. In my understanding, a lot of this need to do something arises from what Jung called the shadow. Basically, the shadow is aspects of the self that we've yet to embrace and that sabotage or interfere with the process of whatever it is that we want to achieve. In fact, very often, a lot of what we do want to achieve is subconsciously driven by this shadow, which creates, of course, problems that we then have to work out how to deal with, how to understand, what we can do about it, and how to go about it. In my understanding, the sooner we can bring this shadow aspect into the light, into conscious awareness, the less we're going to be troubled by it, the less it's going to impact upon any future endeavours. The workshop that we'll be presenting in Malta shortly is designed to help you understand where this shadow comes from, why it exists, and of course what we can do about releasing it or bringing it into the light. Most of the time we're not even conscious of shadow, so it becomes a real issue, because how can we work with information that we're not conscious of? There are ways, of course, to do that. One of them is when we work in the workshop with others. If we start to recognize that a lot of the information that we pick up, whether it's conscious or subconscious, arises as a result of our connection to another person or possibly an environment factor, and then we recognize that the feeling that we're noticing as we work with others is not so much ours, but more how our body has been conditioned to respond to the other over a lifetime of experiences and conditioning. As we recognize that this information doesn't belong to us, so it's a lot easier for us to begin to accept that information. This process of acceptance is, to me, the beginning of the journey of removing or clearing up or bringing into the light all shadow aspects that we currently suffer under. And of course, the more of this that we can bring into the light, the less charge there is that is subconsciously driving us to do more, to achieve more. Without the shadow, the doing and the achieving, i.e. what could be called positive energy, flows naturally, because essentially it's our true nature to do this. It's just that many aspects of personality tend to get in the way. So, briefly, very briefly, if we have trouble achieving goals, if we struggle, if we are in competition with ourselves, if we're continually trying to make a decision, then these aspects are invariably caused by the shadow self that we've yet to embrace. The workshop goes into great detail about how we can embrace this, but in the meantime you can practice by noticing at certain times through the day, whenever you think about it, what's going on in the body, how does the body feel, and then instead of saying I am feeling this, feeling that, try saying this is the feeling of, whatever it may be. This essentially begins a process of disengaging various neurological conditions which then allow for a more responsive state rather than a reactive state. So a little bit of practice before you come to the workshop. Just remember, as often as you can through the day, try saying to yourself, this is the feeling of. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another brief video.